It's December 10th, 15 days away from Christmas. It's fucking 60 degrees outside. I'm ready to put some shorts on. Let's hear it for global warming. Yay. Today's episode of This Week in Review is brought to you by Sierra Nevada's Hazy Little Thing. Hazy Little Thing. On days when you gotta wear glasses just to read your own goddamn writing. And back by popular demand, also brought to you today by Milagro Tequila. Milagro Tequila. 4 out of 5 Mexican dentists prefer Milagro. Cheers, guys. Ooh, that's good. All right, let's get into this weird and wacky Week 13, Lucky 13. I asked them to tattoo a 31. They drew a 13. No, it's the other way around. I asked them to draw a 13. They drew a 31. Boop. Fucked that one up already. So according to my children, I have already violated all my terms of agreement with YouTube. So hopefully they still let me do this. Here we go. COVID Fallout Week. Games on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Game of the week. Cobra Kai has, you know what? I wrote this because I totally had the wrong idea in my head. But anyway, Cobra Kai wins 102 to 99.82 over Bella Check Yourself to pull the two teams even at 8-5 and tie atop the Quahog division. Tops for Cobra was Travis Kelce with 25.6 points. It was Kelce's best game of the year. He hauled in 8 passes for 136 yards and just one score. It was his 6th game over 20 points. He also had one game with 19.5. So, let's say half his games over 20 points for TE number 1 bragging rights. Big Ben added 24.2, even though he did throw a pick 6 at the very end of the game, nearly costing Cobra Kai the game, but still won by 2 or 3, whatever. And Dalvin Cook had 22.9. Kyler Murray led the belly with 24.42 points. James Robinson had 19.8. It was RB4, by the way, who was added to Belichick's roster for $0 through waiver wire. Now I got hiccups. God damn it. DK Metcalf also added 10.5. I'm just going to keep going. I don't care about the hiccups. High score of the week goes to Pilot Lights, who continue to spoil. They knock off the Sheboygan Headbangers 144.86 to 123.22. Leading the Lights is Ryan Tannehill with 35.5 points. Oh, I forgot to do this. That's better. I thought something was missing. 35.5 points. 6 points. Tannehill's second best game of the year. It came on 29 of 45 passing, 389 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Tannehill is QB7, was picked up from waivers. Also, maybe you really can wait on a quarterback. Let's see. Also lighting it up for the Lights. Titan teammate Corey Davis with 31.7 points. And Kamara with 16.7. For the Headbangers, Darren Waller was the highest player score this week. He had 43.5 points. And his highest scoring game by far. Prior to that, he only had top 20 points once all year long. He's still tight end 2 through consistency. Holmes 23.32, and Deontay Johnson had 17.1. Staying in the Pawtucket Brewer division, Chili Dogs eliminate St. Lucia Zooks playoff hopes 131.8 to 116.72. Tops for the Dogs was Josh Allen with 42.1 points. Allen went 32 of 40 for 375 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also ran 6 times for 11 yards. How about that rushing average? Cheers. Out of my head, I think so. By the way, Josh Allen, QB2, after being drafted 99th overall in the 9th round. Maybe you really can wait on a quarterback. Helping out the Dogs' cause was Chris Carson with 18.5 points and Michael Thomas with 17. St. Lucia's big scores. Yeah, I think we're going to get rid of this one. I didn't know Everclear did a Beach Boys song. I don't know about this one either. Yeah, we'll go with this one. All right. St. Lucia's big scores were David Montgomery with 25.1, Russell Wilson 19.02, and Adam Thielen with 17.5. The next matchup plays a big part in the loser of the year, and these guys are serious. Dragers show they are no one to be messed around with as they post their highest score since week 2, which was a 144.2 to 155.86 loss to Bathtub Gin. This time, the Dragers beat Bathtub Gin 137.74 to 119.68. The Aarons led the Dragers as usual, with Rogers scoring 29.5 points on 25 of 34 passing for 295 yards and 3 touchdowns. We'll look past his -3 rushing yards. Not so good there, Rogers. The other Aaron, Jones, 24.3. And the nickname of the week, Brandon, are you kidding me? Scored 18 points for the winners. Bathtub Gin has Lamar at the top of their scoreboard with 29.68 points. Marvin Jones Jr. put up 23.6, his best of the year. And the Chubster had 17.1. I think that's the halfway mark. I think we're 3 games in. I don't know. There we go. Let's hear it for the dentist in Mexico. Woo! All right. We've already featured games with 3 of the 5 8-5 teams in the league. The Dogs, Cobra Kai, Belichick yourself. These next 2 games feature the other 2 8-5 teams. First up is the still red hot and fuego Lake Show. They win their 6th in a row versus the Rattlesnakes, 123.38 to 74.42, and easily the blowout of the week. Lake Show has Matthew Stafford lead his scorers with 37.08 points, his best game of the year. Stafford went 27 of 42 for 402 yards and 3 touchdowns. 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, who was the kid on fucking... What was that show? Was it... Never mind. You know who I'm talking about. Some of my references would be really much funnier if I actually knew what the fuck I was talking about. Anyway, he scored 21, and Kiki, don't grab my cutie coochie, had 20.1 points. And of course, taking advantage, coochie coo, taking advantage of the absence of that cheater, PED taker Will Fuller the 15th. The Snakes are led by Justin Jefferson, 24.8. Matt Ryan had 16.92. And Not So Hollywood Brown scored 12.4. He's actually scored more than that only 3 times for a very non-Hollywood wide receiver 48 ranking. Woo! And finally, Mambunga Knights. Mambunga Knights survives a Tucker miscue and a valiant effort by rocker T.E. Sergeant Schultz to top the Rockers and dash their playoff hopes for yet another year, hence the drinking. Sergeant Schultz almost got you. Man U wins 101.26 to 93.04. God, I fucking suck. Devontae Adams is top for Mambunga. He scores 31.1 on 10 catches for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's it. Only like half of what he had last week. Okay, so that 121 yards took him over 1,000 yards for the week. He's got 13 touchdowns on the year, and he is a wide receiver 2 ranking. Wayne Gallman comes up big again, this time with 15.5 points. His 6th week in a row in double digits. Also chipping in is Miles, Don't Blow My Gaskin, with 15.1. Come on. With me and you. So happy together. Come on, give me something good. I was looking for something a little bit more upbeat, but it's hard to turn Jane Says off. Anyway, Wayne Gallman, big again, 15 hits, 6 in a row. Myles Gaskin. Miles is back after missing 4 games with testicular warts. That's what it said on Parler. Oh, shit, I forgot to tell you. Yes, the Rockers were eliminated from playoff contention. However, owner Pete Saunders is asking for a recount in Michigan and in Pennsylvania and in Georgia and in Nevada. So, it's going to be held over for a few weeks while we run this through the Supreme Court. We're not done yet. I'm not conceding. I will not concede. I will not go gently into the night of the defeated fucking warriors of fantasy football. I gotta get my Supreme Court on that. Testicular warts. Gaskin has scored. All right, so he came back. He's been out for 4 weeks. Stick with me here. Double digits in 6 of the 8 games Gaskin's played in this year. Did you know that? I bet you did not know that. I bet your man Bunga you didn't even know that. All right, let's see. What do we got? Hey Robbie, apparently I skipped myself this week. I think Deshaun Watson had like 24 points. Sergeant Schultz had like 6. He needed 12. He needed that last minute garbage touchdown, and fucking the Red Rocket didn't give it to him, that bastard. I got Giuliani on fucking Andy Dalton. Whatever. I still lost. I'm still out. Mediocre bracket for the fucking 10th year in a row. Woo! Well, except for that one year that I wore the pink shirt. Not good. All right. let's get into the meat of this review at 15 minutes in. Tequila Good also gives you a very long review. All right, here we go. First, I would like to thank Ben and Chris for their attempt at working out these scenarios. Good job, guys, but you forgot about the divisional record as part of that tiebreaker. All right, where are we at? In the Pawtucket Brewer division, it's simple for the Dogs. 8-5, win, and you are the divisional champions. All right, you face second place, 1 game back, Sheboygan Headbangers, who are 7-6. Should the Headbangers win, both teams would be 8-6, and the win would create a head-to-head split. The win would create a tie, and you guys would have split your head-to-head games during the season. Next up would be that divisional record. Both teams would be 3-3 in divisional play, and it would go down to total points, with the Dogs holding a huge 83.28 point lead. So, Headbangers need to win the game and outscore the Dogs by 83 points to win the division. A long shot. So, I'm not calling the race. PBJT League News is not calling the race yet for the Dogs. But I hear a fat lady warming up. So, but that does not take Sheboygan Headbangers out of contention for the wild card. More on that in a minute. All right, so again, Dogs win, they're in. Sheboygan Headbangers do not win the division. However, they can still be eligible for that wild card. All right, that's a good one. Make up your mind. In the Quahog division, 8-5 Belichick plays 5-8 Dragers, while the 8-5 Cobra Kai play 4-9 Bathtub Gin. A lot going on in this one. Not sure it's worth the time at this juncture, but we'll give it a shot. So let's say Belichick and Cobra both win. Both would end up at 9-5. First thing that would happen is the Headbanger season is over. We've got at least one team at 9-5. The best that Sheboygan Headbangers can do is 8 wins. Like I said, the chances of them outscoring Chili Dogs by 86 points is 0. So they would be out. All right, so both teams would be 9-5. They split head-to-head, but Belichick would have a 4-2 division record to Cobra Kai's 3-3 record. So Belichick would win the division if they both win. Same outcome if they both lose. If one or the other wins while the other team loses, then the team finishing at 9-5 would win the division, and that other team, hopefully, depending on what happens in the Drunken Clam division, would also maybe be eligible for wild card. All right, in the Drunken Clan division, Mambunga Knights is tied for first with the Lake Show at 8-5. Mambunga takes on the Rattlesnakes, while Lake Show tries to extend that win streak into the playoffs versus the Rockers. Let's imagine both Mambunga and Lake Show win. They split regular season. Both teams will be 4-2 in divisional play, and we would be looking at total points again. This one, however, would be much closer. Make up your mind. Mambunga has a 15.42 point lead on the Lake Show. So, Lake Show needs to win and outscore Mambunga by 15.43 points to win the division. If both lose, same scenario. If one wins, the other loses, the winning team would be 9-5, and they would take the division, and the loser may or may not be alive for wild card contention. All right. We could have as many as 5 teams finish with 9-5 records. The Dogs would be in, and then it's all about tiebreakers for the other 2 divisions and wild card. There are really way too many possibilities to even try to write it all down and talk about it because I'm already 20 minutes into this fucking video. So let's just play it out and know that 6 teams are still vying for 4 spots. Now, according to Ben, he has a head-to-head advantage over both the Lake Show and Sheboygan Headbangers. So it sounds like even if Ben were to end up in that tiebreaker for a wild card, he would have the advantage over some of the teams. All right, let's move on over to the other end of the spectrum. Rattlesnakes and Bathtub Gin are both 4-9. Just know this: if they finish tied at either 4-10 or 5-9, Bathtub Gin lost to the Snakes and would win the right to win the unicorn shirt and the pink unicorn shirt and the loser hat next year's draft. Bathtub Gin has to win and the Snakes lose for the Snakes to take the crown 2 years in a row. In real football, Dez, it was nice to know you. He's got COVID. He says he's out for the rest of the year. Gonna sit home and drink wine and ponder his life and all the mistakes he's made. He's drinking wine. He said he was drinking wine. I don't know about the other part. Big games this week. Sunday night, Pittsburgh travel to Buffalo and are handed their 2nd loss of the year. Ooh, that's right. Your commission called it. You heard it here first. Pittsburgh going down. 2 losses. Kansas City 11-1 versus Miami 8-4. Miami 8-4. Where the fuck did that come from? Indy 8-4 versus Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. 7-5. And then Baltimore takes on Cleveland. The 7-5 Ravens versus the 9-3 Brownies. Who saw that one coming? Baker Mayfield forgetting your keys and having to go through the metal detector line. Those are the only games with winning teams. That Miami thing really did sneak up on me. All right, next week, review will be coming to you from nearly a mile high. And I'm not talking about me. Maybe I am. As it will be the 2nd year in a row that we bring you the season finale review from the road. Woo! A record 23 minutes and 8 seconds. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.